Welcome back, guys, to a new video. Now today is going to be a really awesome video because I'm going to be talking about the big February update for Ark Survival Evolved. There is so much coming and we've been given all the news in Community Crunch 116. Really excited, it's going to be amazing, and there's so much. As you can see, the Dino TLC, we've got some new news on that, lots of patch notes and stuff, so we're going to be going through everything in today's video. If you do enjoy and you are excited always for these Ark updates, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I just wanted to say a big sorry for no uploads for the past 3 days. I've actually been moving house, so it's been a pretty busy time for me, and slowly starting to settle down now, you know, getting my setup back up and everything, so it's been a little bit slow on that. I'm really sorry, but hopefully now I'll be able to get back to the normal upload scheme that I have been doing. So we're going to be getting straight into this with Community Crunch 116, and as you guys can see at the start always, hey survivors, welcome to the latest edition of Community Crunch. Now, as many of you guys know what Community Crunch is, if you don't, it's just where they share important things, wildcard about Ark and everything, and so here we go. So we're on the Dino TLC Phase 2 preview. Now we're going a little bit into Phase 1, talking about when it's going to be released and stuff here, but in our previous Dino TLC updates, we showed you our progress on Phase 1 of the Dino DLC pass. I was about to say TLC, I think they were meant to say TLC there, which includes the dire bear, the Procoptodon, the Gigantopithecus, the dire wolf, T-Rex or the Rex, and we're targeting the release of Phase 1 to take place during the week of February the 18th on PC. The plan is for the Dino TLC pass to roll out these changes in multiple phases. Throughout the next few months, some creatures will receive visual changes as well as functional gameplay changes as well. So if you want to check out, you know, the ones before, what they look like and stuff, check out my video about 5 days ago where I showed you all the pictures and stuff about what these dinos are going to look like. So today we'd like to share some screenshots and provide some insight into what they're planning for Phase 2 of the TLC pass. We've been reading all your feedback and suggestions, I can't even speak, regarding the creatures, and this is what they've ended up deciding they're going to be doing. So this is the change to the RG. Now, as you guys know, that was the current RG, and now this is what the RG is going to look like. Really awesome stuff. I thought the first picture didn't look as great, but then looking at it in this angle, the RG looks really scary and just much more, like, I don't know, just really nice. And I think they've done a great, you know, new thing to it. The RG has long since been the favourite flyer to many, with its high health, weight and stamina, its essential air mount that will now be getting a bit more love. The Dino TLC will grant the RG a new saddle that receive reduced weight compatibilities on obsidian and various other materials, and the ability to craft smithies with the saddle. The RG will now be able to carry 2 additional passengers with its claws on, one with its claws, so they'll pick it up, and also one on its beak. So that's pretty cool. Someone will be able to sit on the beak of the RG. The RG will be carrying heavier than current creatures in its so it's basically just going to be able to carry so much more, if you want me to explain that, while its beak will be able to support the weight of smaller creatures as well. Lastly, upon consuming a corpse, the RG will receive a rapid health regeneration, making this like Vulture, an aerial tank basically. So I think the RG could potentially be used so much more now with Ark Survival Evolved. Now, as you see a little bit further down, we have got the Spino. Look at the changes to this guy. Really massive one there. I was definitely someone that's voted for the Spino to get a change, and I feel like it looks so much more like the one from Jurassic Park now. So much more realistic, really awesome, and definitely needed to happen. I'm so excited for these visual changes, guys. So, the stance of the Spinosaurus has been hotly debated since it first joined and ever since. Those who have, who have played for a while have said that they feel like this is needed, it's needed a change and stuff. The Spinosaurus will now be able to operate with both, like 2 different stances, basically. When on 2 legs, the Spino will move slower, but be able to bite and use its claws to do increased damage, and while on 4 legs, it will be able to move faster. So the Spino will be able to be on 4 legs, or you can choose to go on a different mode, so it's on 2 legs. That is so awesome. Like, that is one of the coolest things I've heard about happens to one of the dinos on Ark. Like, it's gonna look scary. Like, you're gonna see Spino standing up now. Like, that is ridiculous. Due to its affinity to water, the Spino will receive a buff which applies a bonus to movement speed, turning radius, attack damage, and health regen while fighting in water, and will last for some time after exiting the water. It will also prefer prime fish for taming over prime meat, and have an increased chance of gathering prime fish meat. But before we do that, all that in Phase 2, we have to get through this upcoming patch first, which is Phase 1. So great stuff going on there with the Phase 2. Currently, these are the only 2 we've seen, but there are going to be more in Phase 2. Hopefully, we'll see maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, because that's how many we're seeing for the actual Phase 1. So let's talk a little bit about it now. So, this is about the Brachoptodon with the new update, which, as you can see, TLC Phase 1 version 277, and this will be different on Xbox and PS4, obviously. PC ETA week of February the 18th. As I do in every video, give you like a little bit of an estimate when it's going to be released onto the console. Probably, hopefully the start of March, if all goes well. If not, a little bit later, but we can hope for the start of March. So, the Brachoptodon receives a model update, animation update, sound pass, and some new abilities. It will take reduced fall damage. Carry weight will be noticeably increased. Can carry small creatures and baby dinos in its pouch. A knockback kick which can affect significantly larger dinos. Added an aimed jump, so which can be used by holding down the jump key, and that will be different for console. Carried characters in pouch have reduced food consumption rate when carried by a mate boosted female Brachoptodon. Babies imprinted while carried in Brachoptodon pouch receive more affinity as well. So, the Gigantopithecus, or the Bigfoot, receives a model update, animation update, new fur, sound pass, and new abilities. If you want to hear a little bit more about the, what they look like, if you want to see into it, you can watch my last video, as I did say. The Bigfoot will receive an armor-degrading attack. This means when it fights, it will do more damage to your armor's durability. It's important to note that the armor-degrading attack will not affect the Yeti creatures found in the game. Added the compatibility to climb zip lines, but not jump between them. Added a jump, so they can now jump, the Bigfoots. It can now carry and throw small creatures, and throwing has been made more accurate. I can never say that word, so let's just go with it. Similar to the crabs with the targeting cursor, but it'll be different on console, obviously, as well, so because that's for PC. The Dire Bear receives a model update, animation update, new fur, and some new abilities. When riding a Dire Bear, players will be immune to bees. They won't be able to knock you off your bear, and they will target the focus bear. They'll target the bear instead of the player, basically. The Dire Bear will also be able to harvest honey from wild beehives without attracting any bees or hurting the hive. Plus, the amount of honey it receives will be ×2 the standard amount. So, huge stuff going on with the Dire Bear. Now, coming to the final 2, which is the Direwolf and the Rex. The Direwolf receives a model update, animation update, new fur, and new abilities. Howl now activates a pack buff for 5 minutes with a minute cooldown. When the Alpha howls, the pack also howls. The pack buff strengthens the Alpha as well as its pack. Reduced amount versus Alpha, basically. Hunter's Instinct passive buff, which will allow it to sniff out people/creatures with less than 50% health. And also the sniff ability to indicate nearby explorer notes or buried or /stealth creatures. That's pretty awesome. Now the T-Rex, what is even going on with the T-Rex? That receives a model update, animation update, and some new abilities as well. Its roar should receive a CD and receive a CD and make non-allies under certain drag weight poop to act as like a worried thing, and there'll be cooldown times on victims, so they cannot be poop locked continuously. So that would just be crazy. So very good that Wildcard have actually looked into that before they did what they did, because sometimes you guys know they bring out an update and things go wrong, and then so really big shout out to them for doing that. The roar will not be able to scare anything above its level. That's interesting. And the roar will cause players to poop but not stun them. The Rex's ability to climb over small rocks and steeper slopes have been improved as well, which I've said for ages that has needed to happen. That's definitely one of the best. Now, coming down to creature-specific bug fixes and balance, I don't know why they put balance, but, yeah, definitely, as I said, it is a huge update, and there's still more to talk about after this, which is something you guys are going to want to stay and watch on for, because it's very, very awesome. Dragon's Fire Breath direct impact damage reduced by 50%. Fixed a bug which caused a rock drake and wyvern eggs to sink below their nest over time. Added rock golem saddles to Scorched Earth loot table. Added basilisk and rock drake saddles to aberration loot table. Uploaded creature stats now displayed movement speed and melee damage. Fixed the case where certain creatures would get stuck under the map / inside the map when colliding with larger creatures. Most noticeable seen in the Rock Drake and the Basilisk. Fixed an issue which was causing a desync with the Reaper's collision. No longer need pheromone to claim Reaper Kings. Most chops will no longer flee when told to harvest dino corpses. Fixed a bug where some creatures would not be able to attack a low server FPS. Brontos and Parasers receive, Brontos and Parasers breeding time have been increased by 50%, equivalent to the Quets. Reduced Bronto HP gain by per level by 33%. That's pretty interesting. Reduced Bronto base HP by 10%. Reduced Parasaur base HP by 10%. And also the Parasaur HP gain per level is being reduced by 25%. So all this stuff is reduced. The Tuso base HP as well, 20%. Reduced gain per level by 25%. The Donkey resistance to bullets... resistant to bullets will be reduced by 40%. Sometimes, sorry guys, there's so much reduced in here, I'm trying to say as much as I can. And other resistance is reduced to 60%. Stego plate resistance reduced to 30%. So lots of reduced stuff there on pretty overpowered things in the game. Tech Tape Jara no longer inflicts raid damage, in brackets how you inflict torpor on a Titan, Crab or Golem. And AI options for dinos to only attack conscious targets added to Titanoboa. And also a new stance to add tame dinos, basically. So we're moving on now to the general, which is very, very interesting. And this is something that I'm going to be doing a separate video on very soon, which you guys should be interested about. Creative mode building. So just like Minecraft, if you guys still play it now or used to play it whatever you did, you had a survival mode and you had a creative mode. On creative mode, you could just literally fly around the map, spawn items in and stuff. And if this happens to Ark, it will really help out so much because, like, people like me who like to make videos, might want to do base tours and stuff, I don't know, anything like that. We like to, it's easier to, in a creative mode, to be able to do that. So very happy with, I know it's to do with building, creative mode building, so it might not be ending up what I think it is, but it'd be nice to be something awesome, like what, just something that helps out, like what the Minecraft one is like. Server option to disable fog. Ark will now scan your Steam achievements and update your local profile accordingly to restore any lost skins / hairstyles. Added messages to tribe logs with information about uploading and downloading creatures. Made a risk spawning player not targetable by wild AI. Finally, Ark. How long has it taken for this to happen? When you spawn in and you literally just get, like, destroyed by a raptor instantly. This is Ark all over. And finally, they've done something about it. So big shout out to them for that. Option to hide learned engrams, which I think for me that's going to help out a lot, and probably for a lot of you guys as well, because it's annoying having to scroll through all the ones you've already learned. Players can now go directly through proning to crouching position. Ambient sounds have their own volume slider. Right-click content option to add to added folders to equip everything inside, and allowing for rapid gear switching. Created a use last pin code so players can quickly access secured structures. The silencer now hides the name of the player who has killed you from the kill message from the tribe log, which is interesting. I think that's a good idea. Server option to make the supply crates random. Option to enable NVIDIA on servers. What else is going on? Prevented specific graphical flags and from being invited. If you're wondering, via ini files, but if you're wondering what all this is to do with PC. So if you're on console and you're like, this doesn't got anything to do with me, does it? It doesn't. If you're on PC, it will. Axis mapping has now taken into account when underwater. Cooldown added to tribes changing their name. So whenever you change your name, you have to wait again, which I think definitely needs to happen because people could just be changing names and names. It can get confusing. 5-second character and base immunity added to ORP servers when first logging in. Fixed collision issue affecting some dino gates that allowed unintended entry. Fixed the multiple and unintended mechanics. We'll explain a bit more in detail after the update drops. Fixed an issue where the tech teleporter built on pillars / ceilings would push players and creatures beneath it. Fixed the crash caused by using force tame when riding a dino. fixed red crystal collision so they could both be harvested more efficiently by an Anki, corrected the aquatic mushroom description, removed collision from glow sticks which would cause movement problems in certain creatures, fixed multiple client issues and server crashes, fixed an issue where some zipline anchors were outside of the replication range, preventing them from being used, fixed the case which would allow players mounted on certain creatures to throw and place C4 a lot further, e.g. the Stego, corrected an incorrect icon with the Seeker dossier, fixed the case where teleporting outside of a larger base with the tech teleporter would show foliage that was harvested, fixed multiple map issues, holes and collision, and also, to finish off, fixed a case where some foliage would not replicate appropriately on aberration. Turrets now respect enemy foundation placement rules, and there is a 30-second spin-up time when being powered by batteries. So, absolutely massive update there, guys, and it took me quite a long time to read through because there was so much, but I'm really excited. And you can go back and pause the video at any time if you're looking to, like, you know, if you're someone who wants to, like, just go back with some information. You can pause it and read it yourself as well if you want to at any time, but massive stuff going on. This update will be dropping sometime in the week of February the 18th for the PC. You know, if we do get it before March, then that'll be good on the PC, on the console. We will be getting an update in February anyway for bug fixes, as we always do. But you know, this one could either come start of March, late February. It all depends on how late Wildcard drop the PC update and find out if there's any problems and stuff. And if it's all good to go, we should be getting it as soon as possible on the Xbox and PS4. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video and it did help you out. If it did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Thank you for all the support you constantly are showing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.